What do we actually know here, David? That's the thing to start with.
Well, the Chinese Communist Party has said that he is under investigation. So one can probably assume, for breaking the law, so one can probably assume that he's being caught up in the anti-corruption probe, which has been taking place in China since Xi really, came to power. And we also know that his wife held this rather bizarre press conference where she sat with her back to the camera because she didn't want her face to be recognized, because she thought that would be a security concern for her in Lyon. That's where the Interpol is based. So we know that Meng has disappeared, probably under investigation for corruption, and his wife is remaining in France for the time being.
Yeah. What does this exactly tell us of what is happening inside China at the moment?
The fact that China has detained the head of an international organization who was only put in charge of Interpol in November 2016, and this was part of sort of China's reach out to becoming more a responsible global citizen with its people, running international organizations. It shows that really internal party politics and dynamics takes precedent over anything to do with any international organizations. And it also raises questions about any potential heads of any other international organizations might come up, because how on earth are you going to know if these people are clean or not when you consider the vastness of the corruption problem that China has had and probably still has? So, is it a question of Meng, new evidence on Meng being discovered, or has he become subject to some inter-party politics? We don't know.
Corruption can be a euphemism for a lot of other things. But let's move on to Hong Kong. I got a Financial Times journalist which had his visa renewal rejected by Hong Kong authorities. There's no explanation for that. We're talking about Victor Mallet, and I think, putting it into context, for people who didn't know, he was the acting president of the Foreign Correspondents Club at the time that they hosted a talk by a Hong Kong pro-independence individual,
whose party at the time wasn't illegal. But China's foreign ministry at the time complained vociferously about how the FCC had hosted this independence activist, because they argued then that the activist, promoting independence was illegal and contrary to the basic law in Hong Kong. So Victor Mallet's visa has not been renewed. I understand he's back in Hong Kong on a tourist visa, according to the SCMP. I've tried to reach out to him a couple of times, but he hasn't answered his phone. But coming through the airport, apparently he said that he wasn't going to make any comment. But it is deeply disturbing about the whole question of freedom of speech in Hong Kong.